Alright everyone, and welcome to Touch of Garlic. And in this video we're looking at the pepperoni pizza, which is the Everyday Essentials, which is from ALDI. And this is one of their cheaper ones. I think it's coming in at like 69p, so it's really cheap, especially when you think for a pizza. Like, you'll go to Asda and places like that, and they'll all cost up to £3 or £4 now. I mean, that's obviously for like a 12-inch one, and this is probably more like a 9-inch, 10-inch version, so obviously it's a lot smaller than them. But just the fact that it's under £1, and I know that there are a few for under £1, but generally they're just straightforward cheese and tomato. So obviously I'd like to see how they are. So obviously if we look at the back of the box here, you can see when we put it into the oven, it's usual standard stuff. You can cook it in the oven. I don't think there's really that many other ways that you can cook these type of pizzas. But there you go. So then, as we move over from the cooking instructions, we can go down to the ingredients. Looking at the allergy advice, the main allergies to be aware of is wheat and milk. Everything else you can see is like straightforward tomato sauce, tomato paste, mozzarella cheese, and smoked pepperoni, which obviously you'd expect from a pepperoni pizza, so it's all looking really nice there. And let's move on next up towards the typical nutritional stuff. And as we look in further onto this, let's just take a moment. As you can see, I always look at you can see the per 100 gram, but I always obviously look at the per half a pizza. And that comes in at around mainly 369 calories, which is what we all probably want to be looking at when we look at this stuff. You may be interested in the salt content, but for me, yeah, 369 is not that bad. I've seen worse pizzas, and as you can see, the same thing on here. Pretty good in the sugars, but everything else, obviously, yeah, we need to be watching out. 25%, yeah, per half pizza. You imagine that's per half pizza as well, so yeah, it's a lot of salt. But no, I think that's kind of to be expected with these kind of things. So let's have a look at the pizza itself. So if we get round to unboxing it. As you can see here, you do get quite a good amount of pepperoni on this. Especially when you think that this is a 69p pizza as well. You know, there are quite a few slices. Now obviously these will be a lot more smaller and a lot more like thinner than your typical like pepperoni that you get on one of the more expensive ones. And obviously I'm not too bothered about that. To me it's all down into the taste anyway. So yeah, let's get round to opening this thing up as well, and then we can get round to the cooking. Alright, so our pizza is ready. Now let's get it out and let's have a look at what a 69 pepperoni pizza from ALDI looks like. Let's get it out of the oven. Okay, so this probably looks a little bit more burnt than what a lot of people will be used to, but rest assured, this is how I actually like it. Usually I would do my pizzas a little bit longer than a lot of other people. I love that sort of charred, burnt topping. Now I apologise if that puts a lot of people off, but yeah, like I said, I actually do really like this. And I gotta say, for 69p, this pizza looks really nice. Now, obviously, like you can see here, it is not the largest of pizzas. It's probably, what, like a 9-inch, 10-inch, and it's just nicely into this Winnie the Pooh plate. But yeah, no, I'm really impressed with this. As you can see, like I said, the pepperoni pieces are indeed, like, they can be quite thin. But that being said, it's really, really nice. Yeah, now let's move that out of the way. And we'll get it cut up. Nice crispy base when cutting into it. You know, and it's yeah. Everything's like, you've got a good amount of ingredients of everything. Good amount of tomato sauce, good amount of cheese. And like I said earlier, a really nice amount, rather generous amount. I don't care if it's actually thin, really thinly sliced or not. Oops. So the camera fell over there, which is not what we wanted, but it does not matter. And as we look at a slice, yeah, it's that typical, like, probably mass manufactured base at the bottom. So, like, it won't have that, you know, like stone baked, hand pulled type, but you know what? This is really nice. And as you can see there from the cheese, everything looks like really nice, and it, you know, when you bite into it as well, yeah. Like I said, with the pepperoni, that, for me, obviously, you can say it's that really nice frazzle. To many people, they'd say frazzled, and yeah, they are frazzled. They will frazzle easily, so you probably will have, you know, like even at the normal times as well, I reckon you'd probably get the odd few slice if it's in that specific spot in the oven. It will probably burn, but I don't mind that because you know, like, imagine like crispy bacon or something like that. I just love that crispiness from it. Yeah, it just pulls apart there, really nice, not soggy, not like, it's just nice, especially when I just think of how cheap this actually is. The cheese is sort of that typical, what you'd expect from like a children's cheese and tomato pizza, those really small ones. Yeah, really, really nice. You know, because every now and then I actually don't mind that. So, in conclusion, I cannot believe this is 69p, or at least 69p when I got it. They might have changed since then, but yeah, go for it. Very nice. Really recommend. So cheap. Anyway, see you guys on the next one. Laters.